Well, hello.
Hello,
I'm Trevor.
I'm Eleanor, and we're from Topocata Animation Studio based in Hertford, UK, specialising in our own style of animation, which is paper cutout.
Wow, you're getting that off pat now, aren't you?
I actually know what we do.
Yes, that's brilliant. At
You
last.
should probably cut that bit.
No, that's staying in. Don't worry about that. So, what are we talking about today, Eleanor?
We're talking about splitting your business,
Yes.
which sounds a bit drastic.
It does sound a bit drastic.
It's not as drastic as all that. It's basically looking at your customer base and working out what makes sense for them to understand what you do.
Yeah, so sort of sectioning out the business
so
into
divisioning
different brands.
Yes, divisioning what you offer so it makes sense. And for us,
Yes.
that was separating out into two.
So to explain
different
a little bit
strands.
more, we basically have our own style, which is something you mentioned at the top there, that is very particular to what something we've developed. So paper cutout style.
Yes.
And so we're quite sort of, proud of it, and we want to keep that different to some of the other client work that we do. That's a sort of faster turnover work, which is animating other people's artwork.
Yes. So sort of third-party artwork.
It is third-party artwork. Well, basically, yes. We do a lot of book trailers, so authors that want to publicise their book on social media.
Or series of books.
Where your book cover is your sort of brand, isn't it? So we animate the book cover very often.
Yes.
Or, do a trailer that's very much based on the artwork.
Yeah, so it's either taking exactly what they have or embellishing with more in that kind of feel.
Yes. So that is very different to our in-house style of animation. And our in-house work is very much we do author work for children's books and things like that, but we also are doing our own in-house work. So that's very different to the client work. And
it's because we're creating the characters, we're creating the world, we're creating the whole feel within our own style.
Yes,
so
the whole IP.
Although we are offering often the same kind of services, i.e. we can do a short animation,
yes,
or we can do idents, or all of those things.
We can do anything. Is that a plug?
Almost.
Yeah.
That's why it could be seen as confusing, because we offer the same services but for two different customer bases, and that's why we've sectioned it up. Yes,
so we did section it out. So we've got Topocata, and then we've also got
Mini-Tonic.
Mini-Tonic, mini-tonic.com. That's just another little plug. We'll put links in the description to both websites, because obviously you need a different website for each brand, sub-brand if you like.
Yeah, so many people do have this problem in that they, especially sort of media companies, in that they make work for commercial clients and also what could be seen as sort of originals. So quite often it's under the same banner of their name, but commercial originals.
Yes.
So then, therefore, they have the same website, the same kind of branding as such. But ours was so different and a different feel that we decided we had to go one step further. Yeah,
we weren't sure to begin with, were we? Because we did actually try initially to have it all under the Topocata banner.
Yeah.
So we had Topocata Stories and Topocata Studio.
Yes, one was pink. Stories is pink and Studio is orange.
Yeah, we did have like colour-coded just to kind of differentiate between the two.
But that only worked for us.
I'm not sure everyone else really noticed. And it was a little bit Jekyll and Hyde. And whenever anybody said, "Oh, I love your work," we'd have to try and work out which type of work they were talking about, whether it was our in-house style, which I would assume it would be, or the animated artwork.
Yes.
That's Mini-Tonic now.
Yeah.
So, we did start like that, but I think we were always worried that we had imagery that was maybe very dark, photographic, because it was based on a book cover.
For
mixed
a crime
with
thriller or something.
Yeah,
like that,
crime thriller. There's one we did that was barbed wire wrapping around a dead bird and stuff like that. And you're going, well, that mixed with our style of work, which was in some cases, for children's books, it was just a bit of an uncomfortable mix sometimes, wasn't it?
It was a mix on the website, and also if we're trying to do social media about both, how do you follow one from the other?
Yes.
It just doesn't make sense. So although having it on one site does make it a lot easier for website upkeep.
It's a lot less work, isn't it?
It is a lot less work with the social medias as well.
So we gave ourselves more work, basically.
Yeah, but in that case, so we've now got 2 sites we need to keep up with, but they've got a different feel about them. So different stylistically, there's a different font on one to the other, so it's a lot sort of straighter, and because Topocata is quite quirky,
eccentric,
and it completely works for what that is.
Yes,
but it doesn't work for like third-party artwork if it's all about a death in sort of, I don't know, some crime in the deepest Europe. It just really doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
So although we do reference each other websites.
Yeah, we do in the footer, we do link to say, well, if, for instance, on the Minitonic site, where we say, if you do want us to do some artwork, try out topocata.com.
And vice versa.
If we can animate your artwork.
Quite often, customers are interested in what we're doing.
In the other side of it,
the other side of it. But they aren't necessarily customers for that.
No.
In effect, they're not going to be.
I think that's a good point as well, isn't it? That they are different customers with different needs.
Yes.
So separating them off in that respect isn't so damaging. If you, for instance, if you were doing documentary filmmaking, and you've developed a particular style of documentary filmmaking, there are clients that approach you and maybe want you to do a commercial for them because they like that documentary style. So splitting those off and not acknowledging the other half of your business is actually quite damaging in that respect. You want to keep those together.
Yeah, we're not hiding one from the other.
No, we're not hiding one from the other, but we don't want to confuse the two, I think.
No. And it's quite often when you're doing a business model generation, that if you have got a different customer base, that you are thinking about how you deliver to that customer and what you deliver and your value proposition. That actually does work on that level as well.
Yes, it does. Exactly. A different value proposition. I use the same term, but it's true. Yeah. I think that's, if you are thinking about doing it, and we just want to make people aware that it's a possible thing to do, because you're not saying it's 2 different companies. To be clear, this is all under Topocata Limited for us. So the company is Topocata Limited, but within there's 2 sub-brands, if you like. One that's Topocata, one that's Minitonic.
We don't separate the accounts for tax purposes.
Oh no, yes,
anything like that.
Yes,
but we can using our particular bank, we can sort of split out where the earnings are coming in and where we're spending it, so we can see how each division is performing.
Right.
And that's quite useful, in fact. But for tax purposes, obviously, it's
all
still under one banner. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just telling people that that's something they can do if they feel like they've got maybe a muddle of different styles that they want to separate out. Then a good way of doing that is what we've done, which is having 2 different sites, 2 different brands. What are the downsides?
Well, I suppose the downside is the fact that you do have to upkeep 2 different websites and the social medias associated with them.
Yes.
But at the same time, that's a pro as well, because now we feel kind of released. We can pursue different work for different customer segments.
Yes.
So as Minitonic, we can absolutely say, in all honesty, that we're doing our best as Minitonic to put your brand first.
Yes.
To make sure it works for you in your style that you wish, and that's what Minitonic is all about. And for Topocata, when we work on Topocata projects, that's all about that style, and we're completely committed to that style and how that works and the characters, and
that's not diluted,
and it's not diluted at all, and it just feels a lot better from us that we can commit and sort of pursue different areas and say this is what we can do for you, and it's very clear. Because before it was just too muddled in our heads as well, because what we couldn't necessarily say this is what we're committed to doing, when on the other side of things there was something else we were just as committed to do.
Yeah, exactly. It frees you up hugely, and we felt so much more relieved once we'd done it. So that, do you think that sort of about rounds it up, Ella?
I think so. Have we covered everything?
I think we have.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it's not for everyone. We just want to make that clear. So don't go splitting your business in half just because we've talked about it. But
no, I mean, I do think a lot of companies do divide customer segments, but not so much the extent of calling it a different name.
No, exactly. But we'll put all the links in the description as usual. Yeah, it's becoming a bit of my catchphrase, that. And we would like to hear back from people if you've done that yourself, or you thinking of doing that, then you can comment if you go to our blog, because I don't think you can comment on every podcast, can you? Because we're in so many different places. Channel,
but if you put a link to our blog,
oh yeah, which I haven't done so far.
it's
taken till
episode
7 for me to actually realise I should put a link to our blog, because the podcast is also posted on our blog, and you can comment within the blog.
So we can start a discussion about it, and it'll be really interesting to hear how other people have tackled that problem as well.
Absolutely. So we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for listening.
I guess. Thank you very much.
We'll say goodbye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.